You can't get me. Oh boy, help, he's a ghost. Help. Hi, I'm IVATOPIA. I would like to welcome you to my video and update on Star Citizen. And if it is still worth buying, this video will be focusing on the social module, what was added to the already available Arena Commander that I talked about in my last video. I know the mic was very bad for that video, but I hope you agree it's a lot better now. Anyway, let's get on with what has been added to the game, shall we? First thing is, we now can hit the F6 button to cycle through 6 different looks, basically 3 for the Outlaws and 3 for the UEE. These looks will be the ones used in the FPS module when it finally drops, but for now, at least, it gives us a bit more customization for our characters. So we're not all clones as it was before this. The game will be adding proper customization later on, but it's still pre-alpha. After all, we can't have everything at once, no matter how much we would like it. Now we can enter the Hangar Lift and activate it by either typing on the console or selecting the A01. Then we hit launch and away we go! This takes us to a public server with up to 25 different players who can be logged in at the same time as us. This number will be increased in the future, but again it is a start. Once we're here, we can hit F2 to bring up our Mobiglass, what allows us to see other players' names, as well as more information in the shops, etc. And in the future, to buy in-game items down here, using it as well as a lot more. Let's take a look out this window and look on at the Freelancer. And above you, you can see other spaceships flying by. What is so cool. We can also use the F12 button here at any time to bring up the chat window. It lets us type to other players or do some emotions or emotes. If you type -help, you can see a list of all of them in the game currently. We can hit the L button here too, so we can gain access to our mouse cursor, as well as to bring up our contact list. I think the Alt button will allow us to gain access to our mouse in the future, but not yet. We will gain the ability in the future to invite players back to the lift and into our hangars, but it is not quite there yet either. As you can see, we are able to explore this first part of Artcore, and it is very beautiful. I am running this on medium settings so it won't lag me too much, but it still looks amazingly detailed even on them, as you can see for yourself. Let's head over to the weapon shop, shall we, where I will use the Mobiglass to show you how it works, with the weapons giving you a description and a price about the product, like you can see right here. We can see great detail has been added to the game in this one shop alone. Just look at the Vandal head over there. It looks awesome. The Vandal are aliens in the game, the main thing we fight in the Vandal single player and co-op mode, hence the name, Vandal Swarm. The area in general is just impressive. Look at the sight of the ships flying overhead after we take this bridge. Let's head inside Astro Armada, right here, what is like a car sales room, but for spaceships. As you can see, a nice M50 spinning over there. And not far behind is a bar to have drinks from. Well, the drink part will come later. It's just for decoration for now, but still cool. And a non-player character standing there looks good, except his black eyes. But that will be fixed later on, pre-alpha after all. Let's leave this area, shall we, and head for the part shop, also known as Dumper Depot. It is just up here and has a nice broken Hornet inside being worked on, as well as a bunch of other items like ship seats, just for example. We also have other places to look at, like the cool bar called G-Lock, what has a bartender and a lot of seats that we currently can't sit down in. But we also have a dance floor as well as a TV screens with in-law ads like the Murray Cup or the Mustang ships. This adds a nice touch to the game. Speaking of ads, or adverts, or commercials if you prefer, there are a lot more scattered about as we wander about the place. Even old papers adds like a ruined look to the floor to give that lived-in rubbish look to the place, what is cool as well. There is plenty of dingy back alleys in the area already where the underhanded stuff will take place in the finished game, but for now it is just cool eye candy, with one actually leading you to a great look at the Constellar, having packages being unloaded even. Unloaded, people, unloaded. But with this being pre-alpha, has its drawbacks and benefits depending the way you look at it. After all, the module allows us to chat in the game and do some emotions or emotes. now and look around. That is basically it. But we can also glitch through some walls, what is very fun. It allows you to explore areas we're not supposed to yet. Like the conny I talked about not long ago, we get to see that it's actually in fact hollow, what is funny, and the ships flying into each other and stopping, but it just adds to the experience for now. Falling out the world is cool since it gives us more things to try and to do, but when the game is released fully, this stuff needs to be gone, and I'm sure it will be. After all, I would hate to be running away from some criminals trying to rob me just to fall to my death by clipping through the floor of the planet, etc. As it stands, it is fun for now, but not when the game is fully released. Okay now, let's take a look inside the Ark core itself. The reason this planet-area is called this is because of this huge building, what I believe is the company that owns the planet and has created this great massive city. Speaking of the building though, this has a great window view of that very conny from a different angle, what I spoke about earlier, as well as a lift that we can't use yet, but you can see the placeholder information about that. That will be real information in the future. More stuff like this is scattered about, like job boards and ships landing areas, what adds to making the world feel alive, even with the lack of non-player characters other than the few currently standing about, and the ones that have a few animations, like carrying the parcel back in two, like I said earlier. But again, this is all coming down the line, and it should be awesome once finally done and implemented properly. Plus, more shops will be opening soon, like the Casabah outlet. I'm probably saying that name wrong, but anyway, what I believe will be the clothes shop, when we can actually buy in-game clothes for our characters. All in all, it's looking good, and just adds to the value of the current game, Arena Commander, and takes nothing away in its current state. Do you fancy having a chat with the guy who you just blown up in the side of Battle Royale? Or Royale? Now we actually can in-game itself, inside a bar, what is so cool. So is the current build still worth backing? Well, as I said in my last video, the answer is a yes. You know, the video that you probably couldn't understand me thanks to my rubbish mic, after all. But I said then, and I believe the game is worth backing for the current min package of a starter one, the Mustang or the Aurora for $45, and I still think it is worth it. But like in that video, if you don't like to help test or don't buy games until they are finished, then this is not for you. But if you like to see how the sausage is made, so to speak, then jump on board and take in every bit of information Zig, also known as Cloud Imperium Games, puts out, and enjoy the ride. Anyway, hope this helps some, or at least you enjoyed the video if nothing else. This is IVATOPIA saying see ya, but before I go, I'll leave you with some more gameplay footage. Hope you enjoy! As you probably guessed, I cut to some different footage right there. The reason why, I want to quickly show you the medical centre. Can you see like all the little details and backgrounds? Pretty awesome. But the main reason I wanted to cut to this is that x-ray right there. I've heard that the x-ray was an Easter egg and it's actually one of the employees' real x-rays in real life. What I think was quite neat. Because he said about an x-ray in the game, this is the only place I found an x-ray. So I believe that's the one. So one of the real employees, I don't know who it is, in Imperium Games, that's their real x-ray. A parking problem? Well, our new invention, a ship inside a ship, will cover all your parking needs. You only ever need one space now, because every ship can fit inside a ship. For the amazing price of $19.99. Oh, now 666 254 322 544 322 2666. Oh.